Hello and welcome to Fashion Report Friday, the weekly video series trying to get you the most MGP humanly possible each week on a Friday when judging begins in the Mandeville Gold Saucer for the Fashion Report minigame. This is week 236, and if we go over to the Masked Rose here in the Gold Saucer, you'll see that the theme this time is Wild-Eared Winterwear. The clues are Call of the Wild for our helm, You're So Whisper-Fine for our chest, Tip of the R-Hat for our hands, and Groin Pains, inverted commas there. In this video we have a 100 score and the easiest 80 we could come up with. So make sure you put your free company buff on and let's get cracking with that 100. Alright, so for the 100 score, as you can clearly see here, we've gone for the Bunny Crown. This is something you can get from the Gold Saucer Prize Exchange 1 section of that vendor area for 20,000 MGP. The reason why I would advise actually spending MGP to get MGP is that these are used quite often in the future, not just for this theme, but also for many others as well in Fashion Report. So think of it as an investment, and honestly it's one of the cheaper options here. Alternatively, you could go for the Tamamo headband, which was originally from a Stormblood Fate in Yangsha province, and you would have to collect Sasoseki fragments, which I can barely pronounce, or you'd have to do the Faux Hollows minigame in Idleshire with the Unreals to get 250 faux leaves to get them. Alternatively as well, we've got the Bunny Chief Crown, which is 24,000 MGP, so there's not really much point in that. The Keiichi ears from the Keiichi plushie in real life, and I believe the Topaz and Emerald Carbuncle ears, which are part of those Carbuncle sets from the Mog Station, will also work as well. For the chest then, unfortunately we have no alternatives. The clue You're So Whisper-Fine indicates only the Whisper-Fine woolen coat working for gold this week, so that's pretty much mandatory. The Whisper-Fine woolen coat is created by Weaver, and some of the materials are harder to get than others, so obviously that's one of the stoppers. If you didn't want to go for 100, I can understand why. For the hands, these have to be any hands that drop inside Alamigo, Kagane Castle, and Temple of the Fist. For this specific video, I decided to run Kagane Castle, and the second boss, his chest after you defeat him, drop hands. I believe some of the other chests prior to the boss have a chance to drop hands as well, but I got unlucky. But as you can see, we've got the striking ones. Whatever hands you go and get, obviously you're going to have to build your character around that. They are level 70, so if you don't have everything at level 70, then obviously you're going to have to keep going until you find something you can equip for this slot. This is one of the other reasons I think the 100 might be out of some people's reach or that they want to do. And finally, for the groin pains thing, I went for the bunny tights. Again, this is from MGP. We're spending MGP to get MGP. This is 30,000 MGP. Again, these are used quite often actually. Alternatives to this include the Bunny Chief tights, which are 36,000 MGP, so not really much point there. We also have the taffeta loincloth as an option. That's quite a used item in Fashion Reports, so that's a good option. It also looks really good. We've got the light steel subligar that will work. The Colosseum loincloth and the Colosseum subligar will all work for gold rating for this slot, but we just simply went for the MGP route because equipable by all characters level 1 and above. Right, so that was slightly disappointing, especially if you don't want to get expensive crafted jackets or go and do Kagane Castle endlessly for some reason. Alright then, for the easy 80, this basically requires 3 dies and 1 item. As you can clearly see here, we just about scraped an 81. So what we have here is the Bunny Crown, which obviously is something that will cost you 20,000 MGP in the Gold Saucer on Prize Claim 1 as we saw earlier, and we've dyed that Snow White dye, and that will get us enough points for that slot. Then I've dyed any chess piece in the game Pumpkin Orange. Pumpkin Orange isn't too hard to get, it's something you can craft. or get from a market board. So I've dyed any chest at. Then any hands in the game, I've dyed those soot black dye. And then finally, any legs in the game, I've dyed those snow white. So really, the only thing that's slightly difficult on here, I suppose, would be the pumpkin orange dye. But really, that's not too hard to get a hold of. And especially when you have access to cross-server, as well as cross-data center travel to purchase from other places market boards. That's a really good option. This is the easiest way I could think to do it, personally, as limited as we possibly can. So like the MGP cost for the helm, because obviously that's something that can be equipped by level 1 and above all classes in the game. Obviously, if you have any of the other helms that we mentioned in the 100 score alternatives, then that would work as well. And obviously you should mix and match depending on what you have access to. This is more of a setup for alts, if you want to get MGP for them. So this is not too difficult. You should have some MGP on your alt probably through these videos by now. Dido Snow White, any chest Pumpkin Orange, any gloves Soot Black, and any legs Snow White, and you're good. As I say, there are best in slot dyes. The only problem is you only get like a 79 score if you have just the dyes equipped. So that's one of the problems, and that's why we skipped the dye options as a separate section this week and just went straight to the easy 80. Hopefully you can understand. Okay, so there'll be a link in the description for you to go and support the people who theorize this each and every week on Reddit. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.